So we have also encountered individual spirits of Spartan warriors who live in the planetary realm and actually work with them within the house, or I should say I do now. There are Civil War, spirits of Civil War soldiers who work there, revolutionary soldiers who work there. All manner of warrior-based spirit will be found within the realm of planetary Mars. Also, the Norse god Tyr is within the realm of planetary Mars. Divine justice is a major act here. Wow, there's a ton of it. So I want to get you working with it so you can begin to experience it and have those own personal links. We're going to talk about your sphere of planetary influence, or I should say your sphere of personal influence. That's another secret I let slip. You yourself have your own planetary-esque sphere, which is called the sphere of personal influence. I'm not going to get into why that's a planetary just yet. Just know that it is. Your sphere of personal influence is basically your aura. Okay? If you reach your hands out to your side, from fingertip to fingertip, going across you, and turn around in a circle, that's pretty much how big your energetic sphere of personal influence is. Whatever stays, comes into and stays for prolonged periods of time within your sphere of influence begins to subtly change you. Okay? That's why people wear certain religious regalia. That's why people carry certain sacred objects on their person. Okay? That is to begin to subtly change you to harmonize better with that particular energy. So whatever comes into your sphere of influence and stays there for longer than about 3 days, you are beginning to be subtly changed by the vibration of that object. Okay? The people who you spend the most time around begin to subtly change you. Birds of a feather, okay? Right? You find like-minded people, or you get introduced to a brand new group, and a month later people are like, wow, you've changed. You know, they subtly change you. You also can have profound effect upon a group of people if your sphere of personal influence is very strong. You can, that's why unfortunately certain cult leaders have extremely high charismatic personalities and are able to exert so much control over a group of weaker-minded individuals. Their sphere of influence literally just supercharges the other people around them and takes over, okay? Me being a daily practicing, long-term magician, I find that I go into areas and people, for whatever reason, naturally give me over to the leadership role. Or I find myself in the role of counselor. I find myself in the role of something that people are like, he knows what he's doing, let's talk to him. I'm not a big fan of being in that role. I like people to have their own free will, and I like people to figure things out for themselves. So I'm not one that usually likes to be telling people what to do, but when I have to do, I'm fair, I'm strong, I'm compassionate, okay? Things that you will need to learn to be, because as you're working with these spheres, you are also increasing your own potency of your personal sphere of influence, and you will begin to be seen as a leader or someone who knows something, and someone who's, I don't know, important or has power. Because when you work with these type of energies, people subtly begin to figure something out. They know that you're in league with something that they don't understand. And sometimes that's frightening, and sometimes it's very alluring to them. So you also need to be very careful. All right? Be very careful what you do with your influence over other people, because it can really, really get you the most, I don't know, take a lesson from Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton, okay? Those girls are wildly popular, or Britney Spears, okay? Wildly popular women who the public turned on in a second, okay? Those who are popular one day are the most hated the next. You need to be very aware of that real potential not to go overboard with your sphere of personal influence. Be moderate, okay? So, your sphere of personal influence, what we're going to do is create what's called a sphere of planetary Mars for you to stand in, to sit in, to lay down in, to contemplate in. This is very simple. It's basically an altar, okay? Or what we call a focus point, okay? In the real Western mysteries, it's a focus point. I'm showing you a picture of my candle of Mars that I light every time that I am going to work with the planetary sphere of Mars, or I have one made, or I make one myself. Very important. Within this candle of Mars are herbs of Mars. So you have bay, you have basil, you have, I don't know if I'm going to give them all away just yet. But bay and basil are two major ones. If you get bay, basil, you're set, you're golden. There's a whole lot more. Cinnamon, cayenne, yeah, maybe I'll give us some more away. Cinnamon, cayenne, let me think here. Vervain is in there. I'm trying to think of the ones that are most appropriate that you can get that are easy. Garlic's in there. These are things that I've dried and crushed and have put into my own candles, or I've dried and crushed and I've set in a bowl as an incense. Okay? So, let's just break it down. Find an area that you can set up, at least temporarily, a focal point. It can be on the floor, it can be on a table. It really doesn't matter. You just need to be within your sphere of personal influence and have that within your sphere of personal influence. You know what I mean? Have it close to your aura. So you want to be either standing. I actually lay down a large red cloth. Okay, so I can stand in it. All right. I bring in my sword of power. Okay, I have an axe of severity. I have a chain of siege, and at one point I had a spear of destiny. Now it's interesting. Here's Christianity and the Kabbalistic or Kabbalistic symbolism. Jesus, while on the cross, was stabbed with a spear. Interesting. Weird how that is. How the side, he was stabbed in the right side with the spear. On the tree of life, the heart of the Christ Center lies between the sphere of Mars and the sphere of Jupiter. The sphere of Mars pierces, wounds, does the wounding of the sphere of the Sun, or sphere of the Christ Center. How funny is it then that Jesus on his crucifixion, was stabbed in the right side by a Roman soldier. Rome is a major part of Mars. It is all symbolic. The story of Jesus didn't happen. The metaphor of Jesus is the most powerful thing perhaps the world has ever seen in regards to Tiphereth. In fact, one of the opening prayers is, Angel of Geburah, great soldier of Mars, strike if it must be so, but make me stronger so that I may become worthy of the influence of Tiphereth, worthy to be a Christ. Interesting. Very interesting. This is why I don't read the Bible, folks. So, alright, I'm going to get back to it. Find an area, find a red cloth that you can put on a table, or a red cloth you can put down on the ground and stand on, okay? Find a red candle or white candle with red writing, alright? Preferably a red candle, because that's going to be easier for you. With a toothpick or with a knife, but be careful, carve in the planetary symbol of Mars and scratch in the word Mars. Okay, this is going to light the candle, and that energetic vibration, or the matrix of the candle, is going to alert all the entities of Mars to come to come close to you. If you have a weapon of any type, bring it in. Believe me, I have been to botanicas where they do a Mexican form of this, and there are automatic, like, assault rifles, bullets, and grenades sitting on the focal points of Mars. It's pretty wild. Be careful with those things, but if you're going to use them, know that they are definitely part of the Mars sphere. Okay? Stand or on or next to your focal point of Mars, light the candle. Have your weapons laying down on the table or down by your feet. Okay? This will draw the energies of Mars to you. This will begin to change your perception. You will begin to feel that. Make that prayer. Okay? Angel of Geburah, mighty soldier of Mars, strike, if it must be so, but make me stronger so that I may become worthy of Tiphereth. Say that with conviction and passion, knowing that you might get a little bit of a karmic kick in the butt by some Mars entity that says, you know what, you need to change, you need to stop this habit, you need to stop this action, you need to stop with this, what you're doing, because it's going to get you hurt. And it might get you in a little bit of trouble, but you will get back and you will rebuild stronger because of it. It's like a drill sergeant who pushes you, okay? Pushes you past your limits, calls you out on some of your shit, but makes you stronger in the process. I'll be right back.